Hey guys, welcome back to Ottoex channel, where we feature some unusual, special, and unique vehicles from around the world right here on YouTube. Today in front of me is a 2000 Mercedes Sprinter van. And this one's a little different than the normal North American market Sprinters. This is a 2000 model year, before they were even offered for sale here in North America. It's still a T1N, but it has the body styling of the first edition of the T1Ns, which was from 95 to 2000, making it a final year of these older style T1Ns with a slightly different front end, engine, and a few other differences. So we're going to get into this video, walk through the inside, the outside, and we'll drive it as well. This is a special one from Japan, and we're going to get into some of its quirks throughout the video. So starting with the exterior, you'll notice it's got a more boxy style front end. This is the T1N front end styling that we saw when these were released in model year 1995, all the way up until about year 2000, right before they switched over to the ones that were sold here in North America. This is the 312D, which means it's powered by the OM602.980 edition. So that's the 2.9 liter turbo diesel engine with about 122 horsepower, 220 newton meters of torque, and quite a nice engine. It's the predecessor to the OM617 diesel engine, which was made popular in the 300 TDs, the W123 edition sedans and wagons that Mercedes sold throughout the 80s. So great engine, great drivetrain, very reliable. This one has about 80,000 miles original, or about 140,000 kilometers. It's been very well kept in Japan by its one owner. Completely rust-free example, which is a rarity on these. So as you can see, the paint just shines. The only thing that really shows any signs of wear is these factory original decals. This is a Luxor camper, which is a coach conversion built in Japan for the Japanese market. This was a Japanese market van, so built in Germany, shipped to Japan, sold through Mercedes Japan, purchased by the Luxor company building the Luxor campers, and sold through an RV dealership there new in 2000. That's how these came to the market. This has the factory rear step bumper, and they've also added a tow bar. So the bodies on these are identical to the ones that were sold here from 02 to 06. However, the front clip is different. Otherwise, identical vans as far as appearances go. This one has the nicer 16-inch alloy wheels. Sorry, these are 15-inch alloy wheels. I stand corrected. These same style wheels were offered in a 15 and a 16-inch version. So we've got this cool period correct decal letting you know that it is a Luxor, whatever that means. The wheels are in great shape, as well as the paint. As you can see, there's no rust on the body, on the rockers, really anywhere. I do prefer this styling to the updated look. It's got more of that classic Mercedes look. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Oh, why don't we take a look inside the driver's door? So we've got a door card. However, your mirror and your window controls on this era of T1N are featured inside the cab for your mirror control, and then your power window switches are here in the center. We've got the comfort seats with the multi-adjusting levers. It's got a really nice period correct Mercedes fabric. Similar steering wheel, however this one is leather wrapped. Horn. It's a 2-pedal with an added dead pedal there. It's got Mercedes factory mats. If we step in, we are met with an older style gauge cluster. So you've got your coolant temp, fuel, speedo, and a clock on the right. A bunch of switches for your AC, your fan, radio, which is aftermarket, and then your power window switches are here, and your climate controls are there. This is an automatic 4-speed transmission, so it's just done here, shifting from the floor. You've got a little cubby down here, and a few other accessories that you can plug in for powering your various screens, Japanese toll card reader, etc. Over on this side, we've got kind of a glove box, so to speak, right here. With a few odds and ends inside, and then an exterior storage cubbies there. Driver's side airbag. For the center, since this would just be a pass-through area, this has been repurposed with a little shelf and an angle cooler, which has a little access hatch here, as well as the full access here. Serves as a center console / fridge solution. Pretty smart. But again, just take it out if you want a proper pass-through. Passenger seat there. All right, let's take a look at the back and kind of give you a walkthrough on this really simple yet functional camper layout of this 2000 T1N Mercedes Japanese market Sprinter camper van. You can probably hear this clicking. We have this has a Webasto diesel heater, which we have running right now, and it's blowing nice and hot. The controls for that are right here. I'm actually going to go ahead and cycle that off so it can do its turn off cycle and power down properly. We were just testing that function. It works great. So we're met right here with a middle section dinette. So you've got a middle bench, which can actually face forward or backwards. And it can also slide to and fro. You've got your middle dinette table here with some built-in cup holders, very JDM style, quite nice. And then you've got your rear bench, which can tilt. It actually, this goes up, this goes back and forward, this comes out. In fact, both of these benches can figure into a whole bed. Let's turn the lights on. So we do have some overhead lighting. As I was saying, these benches can configure into a lower bed. And you also have a double bunk system back here with, let's fold this one out of the way so I can show you. So you've got your lower bunk below, which is just simple platforms it removes if you want to use that as a garage space instead. And then you've got your upper bunk and this piece, which is used to fully convert this into a full bed. A curtain rod. And so top bunk, bottom bunk, and potential other bed. To my right is a little galley. You've got this little fold down table, which you can fold it down here, locks into place. You've got more counter space and a sink here with a water pump, which works assuming there is water in the tank, which right now the tank is winterized. Above that, we've got a little shelf and then a little light, as well as a speaker for additional sound system. In the back, we've got right here under the counter, we've got some more power outlets, 4 of them to be exact, and your inverter remote switch, which switches on your pure sine inverter in the back, powering these outlets. below, you've got your basic water tanks, which would be gray and fresh. So you can access them under here, and the pump is tapped into that. Of course, this is your heater switch, which is turned off, and then this controls all your lights. This has the rare factory 4x4 slider, 50/50 sliders from Mercedes. So they open and they close and lock in place. It's also got curtains. Down here you've got more storage cubbies all along the side here, right below your dinette. And then up above, we've got more overhead shelves. So we'll show you those. The build quality of this feels very nice quality. I'm going to point that out. It doesn't feel cheap by any means, which is kind of par for the course here with a lot of these JDM campers. They are built nice and built to last. There are little curtain hooks for a partition curtain, which is not included, but could certainly be fitted. A new one can be fitted, unless it's in one of these cabinets, which I don't think it is, but you never know. So it's a really modular setup, and it's just a smart design where you can actually sleep. A lot of people in this small space. This camper is under 20 feet long and under 10 feet tall on the outside. I can stand up in here full height, and I'm standing about 6 foot. So I think there's even another inch above my head. It's a really smart design with just about what you need to get out and enjoy the trails. All right, let's take a look in the back. I'm going to leave those lights on so we can see what we're doing. So you got your back ambulance style doors, which open up here. Now this shelf has been added. As you can see, it's not permanently mounted, and it could very easily just be removed. The previous owner chose to mount this pure sine inverter. As you can see, the switch is on remote mode, so it's wired up to the front. You can switch this on from that front cabinet. Kind of smart, but you could always remount this elsewhere and delete this shelf if you didn't need it, and then you'd kind of have a little bit more of a garage space here. But either way, take it or leave it. And it's got a really nice kind of heavy-duty linoleum floor that I've seen in other JDM campers, and they tend to hold up really well. Give you a back look of the lower bunk and the upper bunk here. Okay. The door cards are in good shape on the back side here too. All right, why don't we switch the lights off and we'll fire up the engine so you guys can hear what that sounds like. This does have power locks. All right, well, glow plug light. And it cranks to life. Turn some of the lights on. There it is, the OM602 diesel engine, a venerable and stout workhorse. forgot to point out, we do have an awning here, as well as a solar panel mounted up there. Okay, so I think it's time to go take this thing for a drive, and we'll get into it right now. All right, we're gonna take this little 2000 T1N for a cruise. Really nice upright, up high seating position that these Sprinters deliver is really tremendous for visibility and on-road driving confidence. It's a really nice touch, and Mercedes did a good job with the design. The handling of these vans is also really nice. They kind of drive like they're on rails. This older one, slightly older model, 2000, so it's got the first generation looks and drivetrain, offers a little bit more of a utilitarian approach. The engine's a little louder, a little more rattly, but also more reliable and more fuss-free. The OM602 is said to truly be the million-mile motor. The engine that these got later, the 612 and the 647, are also great motors, but the 602 definitely does take the cake as far as mechanic simplicity goes. There's no EGR valve, which, for those of you who know these Sprinters, tends to become kind of a sticking point and a kind of a pesky nuisance to keep clean and free. So no EGR on this one, no emission controls really. This was before the era of emission implementation. Right before that, all changed over. So just a simple, clanky, ever reliable diesel engine that keeps chugging along just as Mercedes intended back in the day. Combine that with the really smart Japanese camper design and build, and you've got a really, really cool, unique match in this package. I really like it. In fact, I'm very tempted to keep it and use it myself. It is just tough to find one of these at this point, let alone find one that is this well preserved. You'd be quite hard pressed to do so, and I'm still amazed that we managed to even find one. In 9 years of doing business, this is the first and probably only one we will find. Whoever takes this home is going to be one happy camper. So driving characteristics, power is all there, shifts through all the gears nice and smooth. Brakes are nice and tight. And it's really got everything you need. It's not super fast, but it's not super slow. Kind of what you'd expect. Steers nice and straight. And cruises just fine as well. I also do love the classic style gauge cluster that these pre-01 T1Ns got. It just makes me feel a little bit more like I'm back in the 90s. Well, with that being said, I think this is a good time to wrap up the video of this test drive and walkthrough on this very special 2000 Mercedes Sprinter 312D Luxor Japanese camper. If you guys are looking for something like this one still might be available. Check us out at Ottoex.com, that's Ottoex, or at Ottoex on Instagram or YouTube. By the way, if you like this video, or you enjoy weird vehicles like this, or you just happen to stumble upon us, maybe give us a like or hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you join our following, and all that support just helps us keep on doing what we like doing, which is finding rare and unique vehicles from around the world and presenting them to you guys right here on YouTube and on the interwebs. We hope to catch you guys on the next one, because believe me, we've got way more cool ones down the road. Check us out next time. Thanks again, guys.